Today's datalog seeks to cover the topic of the Xenomorph XX121's digestive system and eating habits. While not made explicitly clear through their behaviour, the Xenomorph XX121s do in fact consume food, contrary to rumours circulating suggesting that they don't. While Xenomorph digestion and eating habits is severely understudied, there has luckily been minor research collected by projects that were exploring other facets of the Xenomorph XX121's biology. One of these projects was known as Glitter Edifice, as well as a few others that we will go into. Glitter Edifice was a project headed by research scientist Dr. Blue Marsalis. Dr. Marsalis was hired by the Weyland-Yutani company to study the Xenomorph XX121 aboard the RB-232 station, nicknamed the Cold Forge. Her research was supposed to lead to a viable way to control and weaponize xenomorph creatures. A creature the researchers of the Cold Forge nicknamed the Snatcher. During the study of these creatures through Project Edifice, Dr. Marsalis made many discoveries about this mysterious alien species. To a lesser extent was the digestive and eating habits of the creature. The first main thing that could be confirmed is that the creatures do in fact ingest and subsequently digest biological matter. Upon the birth of a chestburster, the infant can, under the right circumstances, begin to eat immediately. After it bursts forth, there are generally two courses of action it will take immediately following erupting from its host. The chestburster will likely make a speedy attempt in an act of self-preservation. From this point, it will immediately begin to grow rapidly and will seek out a food source to feed this progress, usually being that of any nearby organism. However, if the creature finds that after its birth that the environment is clear of any perceivable threats, then the infant will choose to burrow back into its host. Here, it will use its host body and its biomass to fuel its rapid growth, tearing away at and consuming as much of the host's flesh and tissues as it can digest, as it cocoons itself and begins the process of forming into a matured Stage 4 Xenomorph XX121, otherwise known as a drone. While the Cold Forge is the main source of the information we have on Xenomorphs' consumption of biological materials, there are other locations in addition that report on such events. Reports from the proto-colony on Jericho 3 in the late 2130s state that during the fall of the V-22 facility on that same planet, saw a sole xenomorph creature running about the facility, killing and consuming humans stationed there, with a notable section of the report speaking about how the xenomorph had almost completely stripped two human individuals right down to the bone, leaving little materials behind. All of this material feeding its rapid growth and maturity to a drone. Procedure reports from Pallas Station on LV-895 in the 2200s talked about feeding the xenomorphs. They were delivered aboard the orbital refinery called the Katanga to the area of the station, and while these xenomorphs were not fed humans, they were supplied a healthy supplement of local fauna from the planet LV-895. Scattered rumours from the Fiorina 161 Correctional Work Facility speak of a scout runner xenomorph consuming the flesh of prisoners that it had killed within the facility when it got the chance. However, reports from this source should be taken with a grain of salt, as the only real source that came out of Fury 161 was Robert Morse and his Space Beast novel. As for when the creature can't fulfill their dietary needs with biological materials, what can the creature do to survive? Well, never probably observed or documented, it is suggested that the XX121 has the ability to consume less than conventional forms of sustenance. It is very possible that this xenomorph may be able to eat other organic and non-organic substances to help keep it alive in times of hardship. While this is hard to imagine, the one thing that would make this work is its acidic blood. It is likely that the blood of the creature serves many roles at once. The creature's blood has been theorized to be part of its circulatory system, its respiration, and possibly its digestive system. The fact that the blood of the creature can break down basically anything it comes into contact with means that if the Xenomorphs do in fact use their blood in their digestion, then it could digest or break down any material, absorb nutrients from basically anything, organic or otherwise, as long as those chemicals serve a purpose in the creature's metabolism and growth. This would be a fantastic advantage for the creatures, allowing them to gain sustenance from a very large selection of materials basically anywhere they are. Just another thing to cement these terrifying creatures at the top of the galactic food chain. Before you close transmission, I want to show you the ACHERON Colonial Marketplace, the one-stop shop for all Project ACHERON's merchandise. All proceeds go to fund our future endeavours under the project. So if you want to support the project and look good doing it, pick up some ACHERON merch. But what other data logs would you like to see? If you have any ideas or have any questions to be answered, please leave them in the comments, on the LV426 Discord, or on the LV223 subreddit. If you really want to support what we do here and gain a bunch of awesome rewards, consider joining as a Project ACHERON channel member, like Project Director Chris Dasinger, Company Representative TheSixxness, and team members Raunchy, Ambrosia, TheRyanSmee, and M56 Smart Gunner. I hope to see and hear from you all again very soon. Project ACHERON, bringing the knowledge and the power directly to you.